Hi, I'm Carly. In this video, we will explore together the detailed procedure for configuring an EB80 PROFINET island using Siemens TIA portal. I will guide you step by step through the process in a simple and clear way. Stay with me to discover everything there is to know about this topic. Let's see how to configure an EB80 in TIA portal. Import the GSDML file into TIA portal. Through the hardware catalog, select it. Select the latest version and drag it into the hardware configuration. By clicking on Unassigned, we insert our device into the same network as the PLC. By right-clicking on our device, we go to Properties. We see that the device is indeed in the same network as the PLC, and the first available IP address has been automatically used. Still from the same window, it is possible to assign a name to the device according to the project. In this case, we rename it Station 1. Again, through the same window, it is possible to access the modules, the module parameters, and the system parameters to view or modify the settings according to the needs of the project. Inside the Failsafe Output section, 3 configurable options are available. These allow you to determine how the device must behave in case of loss of communication on the PROFINET network. In the Failsafe Output parameter, 3 options are available which define the behavior of the valves in case of loss of PROFINET communication. Output reset. In case of network loss, all valves are reset. Output hold last state. The valves maintain the state they were in immediately before the communication interruption. Output fault mode allows you to define individually for each valve and for each pilot the desired behavior in case of loss of PROFINET communication. Let's select Output fault mode. We now access the EB80 parameters. With a double click on the device, you access the configuration. Loading the GSDML file configures the module with 128 pilots, corresponding to the maximum number supported by the field bus. It is possible to modify this value by accessing the hardware catalog in the pneumatic modules section and selecting the number of pilots actually present, based on the physical configuration of the system. In any case, leaving the default value of 128 pilots does not cause any operating error. By right-clicking on the pilot module and selecting Properties, we access the module parameters. Inside this section, we can configure for each individual pilot the behavior to adopt in case of loss of PROFINET communication, choosing among the available options according to the needs of the system. Then we return to the network view. We right-click on our PLC and proceed with compiling the hardware configuration. Once the compilation is completed, we return again to the PLC. Right-click and select Load Hardware Configuration to download it to the device. At the end of the loading process, we wait for the confirmation message indicating that the operation has been successfully completed. At the end of the download, we right-click again on the device and assign a name, which the PLC will use to communicate with our EB80. We then proceed with Update List. We select the EB80 module and click on Assign Name. At the end of the operation, the status OK is displayed. Finally, we close the window. To verify that the hardware configuration is correctly set, we can go online by clicking the Go Online button. If the hardware configuration appears completely green, it means that the loading was successful. At this point, it will be enough to use bytes from 1 to 16 to activate or deactivate each of the valves. Great job! I hope this guide has been useful and clear for you. Thank you for following this video with me.